Tomorrow morning, some 30,000 people will line up to run the Boston Marathon. 3 years ago, 3 spectators were killed, 260 more were injured when 2 bombs exploded near the finish line. Those survivors are bonded by that terrible day. Dylan Dreyer was there when they gathered for their next challenge.
In Boston, a moment of silence on Friday, followed by a walk of strength.
And that's Boston Strong.
As the saying goes, life is not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Today I can be sad, but tomorrow is another day and it's going to be good.
It's been 3 years since that fateful day in April when the bombs went off, forever changing their lives and so many others.
Can you take me back those 3 years ago, where you were when the bombs went off?
I've lived in Massachusetts my whole entire life, and that was the first time I ever went to the Boston Marathon.
Celeste Corcoran was excited to see her sister run, with her daughter Sydney right by her side.
It was so great and happy, and everything just changed in the blink of an eye.
And then, you know, my husband's tying tourniquets around my legs, and she got blown away from us.
Heather Abbott was meeting friends at the Forum.
My foot was so injured that I couldn't even stand up. I thought I might die.
As the scene played out on live television, former Marine and amputee B.J. Ganem rushed to the victims' bedsides.
Heather was one of the first that I talked to, and then she looked at me and she's like, well, I'll be able to wear high heels.
The road to recovery was long and difficult.
My brother is an amputee, and I was by his side as he was going through the healing process. And a part of me was sitting there thinking, I don't think I'd be strong enough to go through this.
With the PTSD, I'm constantly feeling like something bad is going to happen, like the sky's just going to fall. But then I'll remind myself, like, you just got to live in the moment. Like, you just got to live.
But they were not alone. A band of brothers helping them get back on 2 feet.
I always tell them they're my heroes, and they always say that they didn't do anything different than a lot of people did that day.
Well, yeah, you know what? Happy Alive Day, everybody.
Happy Alive Day, yeah.
We're gonna have a good time today.
On Monday's 120th running of the Boston Marathon, this group, One World Strong Trek, will begin a journey, not 26.2 miles, but 3,000 across the country, led by another survivor, Dave Fortier.
What we wanted to do was actually have people have a chance to meet Celeste and Sydney, to meet Heather.
A trek across America to say thank you, in person.
Oh, I love you.
To all those who helped in the healing those critical first days.
We want people to come out. We want them to join us. You know, if it looks like a bunch of people in a Forrest Gump movie, then great, we're all for it.
Now the Boston Marathon finish line is just the beginning, not their end.
You guys are so special.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Love you guys too. We're gonna have some fun with this.
Dylan Dreyer reporting from Boston for us. Every week at this time, we will highlight a life well lived. United States Marine and Medal of Honor recipient Hector Cafferata died this week in Florida at the age of 86. As a 21-year-old private first class in the Korean War, Cafferata single-handedly held off a Chinese assault for 5 hours in the snows of the Battle of Chosin Reservoir. President Truman presented Private Cafferata with the Medal of Honor on November 24, 1952. He said simply, I did my duty. I protected my fellow Marines, and they protected me. He's survived by his wife of more than 50 years, Doris, his big family, and by the elementary school in Coral Gables, Florida, that bears his name.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.